And one. Oh.
And we are.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Pages from Rock Bottom. I'm Matt.
I'm Kim, and tonight we are joined with Stacie. Tonight we're going to be talking Stacie Owens. Stacie, tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from. I was about to jump the gun.
Yes.
I'm from Pike. Well, I was born and raised in Chillicothe, Ohio, and I ran Pike County for all my life, so pretty much around here.
Pike County.
Old Pike County. Running havoc, jumping alleys and everything.
There. And there's people don't think there's a lot of alleys in Pike County, but they're in Waverly, but there's a lot of alleys in Waverly.
And if there wasn't one, we made one.
So you're from Chillicothe, originally Pike County too. How long you have a sobriety?
8 years. I usually know right down to the day, but I haven't kept track lately, so 8 years.
Same.
Yep.
Hi, Rebecca. Rebecca said hello.
Hello,
Rebecca. She said hi, everyone. All right, so tonight we're going to be talking about what a lot of people don't want to admit out loud. The moments in addiction when the pain gets so heavy that we start praying for an escape, even if the escape is death. Our guest tonight is Stacie, of course, and she has 8 years in recovery. She's already told us where she's from. You want to tell us about where you went to rehab, or did you?
I went to rehab at Focus Residential in Franklin Furnace, Ohio, in 2017.
You went to Focus too?
I did.
And you went to work? That's awesome. I love hearing those stories. I never. Go ahead. Sorry.
I went in 2017 to treatment, and then I went to the Recovery Council for transitional, and then back down in 2018 and worked there for 7 years. I still work there part-time.
Do you really? I thought, okay.
Yeah.
So now you got 2 jobs.
2 jobs. You have to afford anything today.
Shit.
So let's go back a little bit, back to your days in active addiction. Let's talk about them dark moments when you begged God to take your life. I know you had said that, and when I asked you about a brief description.
Yeah. I don't know. It all started back when I was younger. Oh, I know when I was younger. I mean, there's still some things my family don't know about. You know what I mean? When I was younger, I was abused, molested, and I mean, my family don't know anything about it, but I just don't want to say names or anything. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's what's held me back, because my grandfathers passed away right after, and then I felt like they were the ones that were to protect me, and then they abandoned me.
Yep.
Then my dad, he was there most of my childhood, but then when my teenage, he was running and he cheated on my mom. They got divorced, and then he left. You know what I mean? He abandoned me. He left me. And it seemed like everybody that was supposed to be there to protect me left.
Yeah.
But my mom. My mom's been there from day one. You know what I mean? And she tries her best, and she still does today. But I don't know. And I just kept going deeper and deeper into it. I quit school. Other things happened. I started drinking, and then it was just downhill after that. I was doing flips on a trampoline, broke my face, knocked all my teeth out. And that's when I started into pain pills, and that was bad.
Ooh. How old was you when that happened?
Probably 23, 24 maybe. I was doing a front flip, and when I came around, my hand went through the springs, and I hit that bar.
Oh.
Broke this bone in 2. I spit my teeth out in my hand.
Oh, my. Oh.
Yeah,
Could you imagine?
I don't like trampolines.
Yeah, I'll blame you.
That just made me thank Jesus that we got red bars. That we had to, maybe that's why. Maybe Jesus is like, this might as well happen. But I guess I would do it realistically. How would you not get started on something? You said you split it in two?
Yeah, it broke this bone in two, and it was hanging out. I got a scar goes over across
Oh my
my chin,
God.
and it's wired shut. There's like a pin in there, and it's tied into like a bow. When they do X-rays, it looks like a bow right on the inside of my chin.
Whew.
They wired my mouth shut. They couldn't
How
do
old?
anything. I was like 23 or 24. They couldn't
Mm,
do anything because I was so drunk. So I had to lay there in the hospital in so much pain until the next day.
Jeez.
mm, oof. Listen, I'm sorry, but I've never had a broken bone, thank God.
Oh,
You
I've
know what I
had
mean?
many.
Thank you, Jesus. But I don't want one, and I definitely don't want one, on my
Right here.
yeah, especially there. I love
And you can
feeling
see the
that.
scar. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it goes all the way across the bottom of my chin.
Oh, mm. So, what was your breaking point when you thought that you couldn't live like that anymore in addiction?
It just got worse. I started doing the Florida trips, and I never really had my own place. I just bounced from couch to couch. You know what I mean? Family members to family members, and um, then I started into methamphetamines,
Ooh,
and that was pretty bad. I started cooking it allegedly. I always say that. Travis laughs at me,
allegedly,
but
yeah.
and it was just downhill after that. I started dating this girl, and it was a mess. For 8 years, I thought, she cared, but she didn't. As soon as I'd go to work, she'd have somebody else there, and
Mm.
I don't think I ever got to the point to where I felt safe around anybody. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I still feel that way sometimes. So I just,
Emotionally too, like
yeah,
physically and emotionally.
yeah. I just
Yeah.
stay to myself most of the time.
Yeah, it takes a while sometimes to get past that, the trauma, especially of relationships.
And that
Through
methamphetamine
that.
shit crazy.
Yeah. I think we had Matt's brother come on here. He said meth. Yeah, meth. Like and it's crazy because and meth itself will give you those paranoia issues of having a relationship, like in any relationship. I don't care what type, if it's with family members or a significant
Yep.
other or just friendships, like it's that paranoia of like meth just does that to people.
Yeah, you be sitting in a room full of people and you're sitting there texting each other. Why are you texting them for? Why don't you just talk to them? You know what I mean? And then afterwards, your brain's still going, "Who are you texting over there?"
Yes, yes. Or you don't think that somebody's done bugged your phone or they're in your phone and
Yep.
you rip it apart, not maybe physically and maybe, internally you go in and start changing all your settings, you
Yep.
know. But I think meth is just one of those drugs that really does makes everybody have trust issues even
Yeah.
after you get sober from it. So I don't, I'm with you there.
I lived in Columbus, and I did the shrooms, the old shrooms. And when that Bin Laden shit was going on TV, I was in my corner in my bedroom hiding with a blanket like this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
thought Bin Laden was coming after me. I'm in there screaming, laughing.
Oh,
that's my moment.
took a bad turn.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did acid one time and was in a corner like that because I thought little green men were, coming after me. And oh my
Yep.
God, I'll never forget that. Like, that was probably, and I never did it again. That was probably the worst experience
Yeah.
I ever had. Like, doing it, I never did it again. So,
Yeah, that's the only time I did it. I was done with Bin Laden.
yeah.
I took 2 sheets and I tripped for 23 hours, and that was enough. I never touched it again. I thought I was stuck like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why couldn't the rest of, sometimes I wondered about that. Like, why doing like other drugs. Why couldn't I be like
one-
that? Yeah.
One fear of one.
Yeah.
didn't- Yeah.
But it was never like that. It's weird. All right. What did addiction take from you the most?
Me.
In what ways?
Oh.
Every way it possibly could. You know what I mean? I didn't even feel alive. Like I was dead on the inside. I was just here. You know,
Yeah.
I existed in the room, and it was like nobody heard me. Nobody felt anything I said or anything like that. I lived in a black world for so many years, and it was just crazy.
Now, did you lose your home? Was you homeless? Was you living
I was
on the couch?
I was never. I mean, I never had a home. You know, that was my own, and I always stayed with my dad, or I stayed with my cousins, friends, just bounced around, and you know, my dad would never kick me out, but yeah, I was never. I chose to sleep out in my truck with the girl I was dating because she wasn't allowed in my dad's house, so she stole from him. But that's just that brain. Oh, she loves you. No, she fucking don't.
Yeah.
No.
Been there. Been there. Even, you know what I mean? 72 domestic violences later, you know what I mean? Like we always get that messed up notion that somebody cares about us when they don't.
Yeah, I have two
I
of those.
think it's I think a lot of the time it's just our last desperation attempt to not be alone.
Yeah.
Or just want to be loved by somebody.
Yeah.
I guess I've never really truly figured it out, like why we allow ourselves to be treated that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And forgive somebody so many times for the same mistake over and over and over again.
But I also had the core belief that I didn't deserve anybody.
That's what I thought too. I didn't deserve anybody in my life because of what had happened, and you know, nobody don't want to be with me because of things that's happened in my life, and it was just rough. I just ran blank all my life. You know what I mean? Whatever happened, happened, and then move on to something else. And
So at your darkest times, did you ever feel like you had a way out, or
no, not really. I would pray to God every night to take me out of this relationship that I was in because I know that's what it was. And, you know, I don't want to get high no more. Please, God, don't just give me the strength to not do it. And if you can't, then just take my life. I mean, take me out of this world or out of something, you know what I mean? And it was, I don't know, it's that bath salt and that methamphetamine that just, I thought the mafia was coming after me, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's crazy. I drove second gear from Lancaster all the way to Waverly. I thought they were chasing me, and I would go to get off at an exit or whatever to a gas station, and I thought they were like sitting sideways at the bottom of the exit. So I would take off and I would go again, and then it just, I think I was up like 17 days, and that was
Yeah.
crazy.
I don't, yeah. Those meth psychosis can be, it's a real thing. We were talking about that on another episode with somebody, and like people don't realize like how real it is for people.
Yeah.
Even just because other people don't see it doesn't mean that that person isn't seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's your reality. It's real. And you know, I can't stress to people enough, like to be, you know, understanding, compassion, and show some compassion toward people that are going through that, because their reality is real.
Yeah.
It is
Crazy.
definitely.
You hide in the corners, you hide out in the woods. My dad lived out on Pennington Road out there, and I would hide, well, not hide, but I would sit on the peak of his house, and because it was up on top of a big hill, and cook meth, so that way I could see if the cops were coming after me.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
it's just crazy. I
Yeah, I
stole
knew.
so much from my dad, and
the things that we do in active addiction is unreal. Like I can think of some of the things that I used to that I've done. You know what I mean? That definitely not proud of, and definitely still have some shame for. But you know, I remember, you know, quite a few people that used to be out in the middle of nowhere and hide, and they would take and they would get under, build them like a leaf port, you know what I mean? Get underneath of it and like bury themselves. That way they could see people, and they would actually have guns. And you know, that was the reality of it. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
if anybody knows anything about the Buchanan area, they probably know the area that I'm talking about. So like, you know, you really had to watch, you know. So but that was their reality. Like they seriously thought that people were coming to get them, to the point to where they hid themselves in leaves and had guns ready to kill people if need be.
And it didn't help none that, you know, the people you're around, they thought it was funny. So they like
Yep.
make it even worse. They'll say
Yeah.
stuff or they'll act crazy, and then you're tripping out, and then they're laughing, and they're stealing your shit out of your pocket.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I don't, you know, I don't miss that life at all. But like, man, it's
Yeah.
just, it's sitting here just thinking about it. Like, it's crazy the things that we endured, like that we put ourselves through, and the crowds that we hung around, and the things that, like you said, like they used to do. And if you did believe them, they were doing things to make sure that you did believe them, so they could take your shit, just like you
Oh
said.
yeah, yeah. Drinking and driving, like I did not know how I'm still alive today. You know what I mean? And I could have killed so many people, and I just didn't care back then. You know what I mean? I just
Me neither. My kids, I drink and drive my kids in the car all the time.
mhm.
I never understood it, you know, like why I would even do that. But I did too. I did. Did you ever drink and drive?
Once, I mean, watching my dad, it just gave me ultimate fear of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as long as I did any other substance, it was okay to drive.
That's the reality we tell ourselves, just so that way, you know, we can
Well, I'm not drunk.
justify it. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember one time I told my brother was at Gus's bar over there, and he smoked a joint, and I told him, I said, "You ain't driving your car. You're high." I said, "I'm sober. I'm just
Yeah.
I'm just drunk as f." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I take off out of there, and as soon as I get down by that store, I see all these sheriffs down there. So I just hold it to the floor, and then I remembered that big hump at the bottom of the hill. And as soon
Yeah.
as I get that, I went airborne and totaled his car, and
Shit.
Ooh.
that was my first DUI.
I've only had one, and I totaled my truck, and that was it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And never had a driver's license, and it was just, you know, till now. You know what I mean? Did we do that other one? When did the prayers change from take me to help me?
The day I got caught coming into Waverly, I mean, I was coming to Waverly to go to the doctor because I needed blood pressure pills. Yeah, like I really was worried about those damn blood pressure pills. And me and my brother, my oldest brother, got into it a few days earlier, and he threw a railroad tie about this big through the front windshield of my truck on the driver's side.
Oh.
So I had a hole like this big, and here I come driving through Waverly with a flat tire on the driver's side, that big hole in the windshield, and as soon as I topped up the hill coming out 335, I'm praying to God, please God, take me out of this. And as soon as I topped that hill, there was a Waverly cop sitting there on that little pull off to the left, and I had plenty of time. I could have pulled over into one of those driveways, you know what I mean, and not even went that way, but I just kept driving because I knew I was going to get pulled over, and I prayed for it, you know what I mean, and at
So
that
is
time, at
Is
that
that the
time,
moment you surrendered?
No, because I mean, I got caught, yeah, and I went to jail. They got me for 12 counts of criminal tools. Because I had everything in a backpack to do something with, and then I'm getting out of the truck with that backpack on my back, like I'm gonna walk off down the sidewalk or something.
Yeah.
They take me, they take me to jail, and me and the girl I was with, they said it's a felony 3, or if one of you want to say it's yours, then it'd be 12 counts of criminal tools. So she's like, "You've never been in trouble but a DUI. I'll go back to prison." So I take it, you know what I mean, and I go to court the next day, and I'm still way out there in left field, nowhere coming back, you know what I mean.
Yep.
And I go in front of Judge Price, and I plead no contest to 12 counts of criminal tools. And he's saying something, I don't even know what he said. I said, "Fuck it, run it all together then." He looks at me and he says, "Okay, 30 days for each charge. That's 365 days." And then it was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I didn't hear anything after that. I went back in there and I was crying to Todd and Travis to let me change my plea. No, I went to jail.
Yeah. Did you stay the whole 365 days?
No, when I went to jail, I didn't know anything about treatment or anything like. I mean, I heard about it, but I didn't know anything about recovery or anything back then. And I was content that I was spending a year in jail, so I had my snack cakes because I was in Butler County. I had my own TV in my room.
Yep.
I had my snack cakes, my Long Johns. I was ready. But there was this little lady in there, and I cannot remember her name today to save my life. I told her my story, and then next thing I know, they come to get me 45 days later. She had wrote a letter to Travis, like she was me, and asking for treatment.
Damn.
Yeah, and to this day, I do not remember what that lady's name is because she saved my life, I think.
Oh.
Because if it wasn't for her, I was just going to lay in there and give up, you know what I mean? But
It sucks that you can't look back and see who your bronchi.
I know. I can't even find none of my mugshots, so
Yeah. What?
yeah.
Well, whoever you are out there, thank you for saving
Yep.
Stacie, helping her save her life. You know what I mean? That's
All I
awesome.
know is she was about 4 foot tall and red hair.
Aww.
Yeah.
Was she from Butler County or was she
She
from?
was up there from Cincinnati.
Yeah. Shoo. Yeah, you ain't finding her. You just be thanking her in your prayer.
Yeah. She's probably not even alive today, but
Aww.
it's crazy.
Who or what gave you that first glimpse of hope?
Focus.
Oh,
She was pretty much the house lady down there. Her name was Karen. She was like the house mom, you know what I mean? She took me in under her wing. And I mean the rest of the staff there at Focus too. I mean, they were good people and they took me under the wing, but her, she mothered me to death, you know what I mean? And that's what I needed at the time. She picked on me. She put Ohio State blankets on my bed, knowing I hate Ohio State.
Yeah.
But yes, it was. I went 6 months through Focus, and by that time, my dad, he was in bad shape. He couldn't breathe. He done had, heart surgery, lungs, oxygen, but he would still come down to see me every weekend, whether he could or not. You know what I mean? Even if he could only stay 10 minutes, he still drove the hour to come down to see me. And he, like the first 2 months, I think it was, he hugged me and he started crying and said, "That's the best he's ever seen me." So I was there for 6 months, and then I learned a lot. They were there.
Well, Karen said she still does.
Oh, this,
She said, I still do laughing out loud.
yeah. There was Karen, and then there was Danita. One time Danita called me into her office, and I'm like, all right, let's go. So I go into her office, and I was there. She says, take your shoes off. I was like, what? Take my shoes off? She says, yeah. So I take my shoes off, and she says, have a seat. Take your socks off. I was like, why do you want me to take my socks off? Then I got a tattoo on my foot in the bathroom floor, and I said, they made me do it, Danita. I said, I'm still new. She says, sit the fuck down over there. She said, you knew what you was doing. She said, do you have AIDS? I said, no. She says, you do now.
Oh,
She said, do you have Hep C? I said, no. She says, you do now. And then I said, no. She says, well, how do you know? You was using a needle in the bathroom with 3 other people, getting a tattoo on your foot. I said, oh. You know what I mean? But I mean, it was her and Dusty Dixon. Well, it's Dusty Kemp now, but yeah.
good time.
Good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was in treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gave
Whatever
them,
persuaded you to do that,
I don't know.
Seemed
right?
like a good idea at the time.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, probably because that's how I thought people would like me. You know, if I jumped and did what they were doing, and then that was all my life. I always did stuff so thinking people would like me, but
Yeah.
I did all kinds of stuff in treatment. They'll never forget. I would super glue my counselor's chapstick and coffee cup to the table. It was fun.
I probably would have got kicked out.
I mean, you had to make it fun because it was crazy if you didn't. So.
Yeah. I remember treatment. God, I remember treatment. It's probably the best learning experience I've ever had in my life, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I was
I'll never
scared.
forget it.
If I take it serious, yeah.
It took me about 60 days to start taking it serious. to really that's when I decided, like, you know, when 60 days in is that when I really wanted it. Like, I started feeling different, and I started, you know, working on myself internally and seeing things through a different pair of glasses. And, you know, I don't know, just seeing things different. I wanted something different.
Yeah. I need to grab my charger real quick.
You're okay.
It's just right here. Oh. Somewhere.
Where are you going? Everybody's leaving me. Becky said, oh, yeah, I was in Butler several times. Me too, Becky. Me too.
Penn State.
Love y'all, Penn State. Jeff said, yeah, love y'all, Penn State. Oh, man. So I guess the next question, like, you already pretty much answered that.
What's that?
What pushed you into treatment or recovery?
When I got caught and went to jail. And I mean, when I was in treatment, I wasn't really taking it serious. You know what I mean? You had to get a sponsor, and you had to work with your sponsor, this and that, or you wouldn't get passes. And I would try to get a sponsor. And even if you tried to call your sponsor and they didn't pick up, that was still, you know, a call. So I would pray every time I tried to call that they wouldn't pick up. And I didn't take it serious. And then 6 months later in August, my mom shows up down there on a Saturday and told me my dad passed away.
Oh.
And I just called my dad Friday night to let him know my visit was approved. And, you know, he said he didn't feel good, but he would be there Sunday. And my mom was there like 8 o'clock Saturday morning. And, you know, I left. They completed me and I went home. And then my dad's funeral was like a week later, and Dusty come up there to the funeral. Focus come up to the funeral, and they asked me if I wanted to go back to Focus to be with around the people that I was with for 6 months to help me get through it. So I did. And Joe Flannery, he was the counselor there then, and he told me, he said to just start writing Dad a letter every day. You know what I mean? Like when I get up in the morning or when I go to bed, just start writing him a letter, telling him about my day, and I wished he was here, and it would help me get through it. Like I was still talking to him, because I only called my mom and my dad when I was in there. So after that, I went to the recovery council, and when I was doing my assessment, I called Travis to let him know I was there, and he said, "Well," he said, "you didn't have to go to transitional, but if you wanted to." So once I heard that, I stopped the assessment and I left. I got my stuff and I left.
No shit.
Thinking, you can only take in so much treatment. If you want it, then you're going to do it. I don't need to go no more. A month later, I relapsed. And I called Allison from Focus.
Yeah.
Drunk. Didn't even know. Woke up the next morning. She was the last person I called. But I went back to Focus because the judge told me I got another charge because I got pulled over in my dad's Jeep. And I just got the title that day to have it switched from his name, and I got pulled over. And so Price said, "You want to go back to Focus?" I said, "No, I ain't going back there for 6 months." Just because I realized, he goes, dropped that hammer thing and said, "Okay," he said, "I'm going to help you make better decisions, $3,500 bond." I said, "You going to put me back in jail?" He said, "Yeah, I told you, I'm going to help you make better decisions."
Oh.
So I called my mom to bail me out, and I went back to Focus the next day. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
stayed down there. I mean, they welcomed me back in, and they were there for me. I was spun out of my mind again. You know what I mean? Focus is a great place. I owe them. I owe them a lot. I mean, they helped me.
My dogs are in the background. What was the hardest part of early sobriety for you?
Not going around people that I ran around with. And football, I love football. And I love to drink when I watch football. But after I relapsed, I realized I can't drink.
Oh, yeah.
Then I'm down the road buying methamphetamine so I can sober up. But it was hard. I didn't come around Waverly or nothing for the longest time.
Oh, people, places, and things.
Yep.
That's it's real for sure. I came right back too. Waverly, you know what I mean? I didn't leave you. I came back and started hibernating.
Well, that's what I did when I relapsed. I come back to Waverly, and I just couldn't do it. So when I went down there, and then I did 60 days down there for restabilization. Then I went to Recovery Council.
Oh, yeah.
And when I was leaving down there, I had the owners, Michael and Kelly and Anita, and them pulled me in the office, and they told me, or they asked me, they said, when you go up there to the Recovery Council and you do what you need to do for your recovery and stuff and you complete it, would you be interested in coming back down here and working and helping us open up the sober living house? I started crying, of course. But that's what I did. I completed up here, and then I went back down there March 30th of 2018. And I worked there full time until October 27th of this year. I went part time.
Ricky said, just remember, cuz I always got your back, and I'm a phone call away. I love you so much, and I'm proud of you.
Who?
Ricky?
Oh, that's my cousin Mickey.
Yep. And then Rebecca said, I'll never forget the first time I met Stacie. She took me to treatment. I'm blessed I got to know her.
She was a handful.
Yeah. I've known Becky my whole life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We grew up, well, I met her when we were just little, little kids, but yeah, definitely I can contest to that. I think we both were we were both handfuls.
Yeah. And that's what I loved about my job. I mean, I started out as like the house person, you know what I mean? And then I moved my way up to the counselor and then worked at the court liaison up here. And I think that's what helped me stay sober as long as because working with other people like me, you know what I mean? Getting them from jail and they're so broken and you can't see nothing in their eyes. It's dark as it can be.
Empty.
And then when you get them
Yeah.
to treatment and then after the first few weeks, you start seeing their eyes like color coming to them. And when you see that, the light come on and their smile, that's when it's like, yep. So, I
It's
mean,
worth it, isn't it?
it is.
Worth it.
You beat yourself up and what am I doing wrong and this and that and then next thing you know you get a message from one of them that has already graduated and is still doing great, you know what I mean? And it's just
Yeah.
like that's why I do what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. I said, and I think it's what I miss most about working on site
Yeah,
is
around people.
interaction with people because I also, was a peer support and counselor, and then I took this job, setting home, sending
Yeah.
uh, reports. So I don't get to talk to people. So, but I miss that. You know what I mean? I miss that connection and getting to see those breakthroughs with people and those little million light bulbs going off, like somebody done, became Albert Einstein for the first time or something. You know what I mean? Like you see that,
Yeah.
and it's just, I miss that. I miss that.
So 8 years later, what does life look like for you now?
Mm.
Well, I'm on my second car bought. I mean, I have my own house. I don't own it, but I stayed at the recover or the sober living down there for like 3 years until I was ready. And then when I moved out, I moved in with somebody because I was afraid to be alone. Because out here, I was always with somebody. I was never alone. I go to treatment and there's like 24 girls, you know what I mean? So I was never alone. Then I stayed at the sober living house. And then when I moved out, I was scared, thinking, how am I going to do this? I need somebody with me to help me manage.
Yeah.
And that went on for a few years. But for the last 2.5 years, I've lived by myself. And I mean, like I said, I bought another car. I moved back to Waverly, and I pay my own bills. You know what I mean? Everything in my house, I paid for. My TVs and my couch, and I'll just sit there with the TV off and just think, man, I paid for all this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for that curtain on the wall over there. It's not a blanket. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
not really. Yeah.
I can't lie. When I first moved in here, I had blankets up over the window.
That's okay. It's still your place with the blanket on the
Yeah.
window that you paid for.
And there ain't cockroaches and bed bugs crawling up it either. So, yeah, I'm
I,
grateful
I
for
would burn it. I would burn it down.
it.
I'm burning anything. I'm like, hey, there's bed bugs. I'm like, I always tell Matt too. Like, listen, we get bed bugs, we're burning it, doing it. The one
Yep.
thing I can't stand is bed bugs. Nope.
I mean, I have my daughter back in my life.
Yeah.
She's just 2 miles down the road. My grandkids.
Aw.
My mom, she just lives 5 minutes down the road. But I lived down there. I would go to work. I worked all the time because I thought I had to work all the time. I had to stay busy. I didn't
Yeah.
want no free time because what they say, idle time is the devil's playground.
Yes.
So I didn't want any of that because I can't lie. I can't. I mean, in my head, I would think, man, just one beer would be just fine. You know what I mean? But no, I can't do that. So I had to stay busy at all times. And I got depressed the last, like 3 months ago. I was so depressed. I missed my family. My mental health was, about to go. And I was literally ready to drive my car off of Greener Bridge down there. That's
Oh,
how stressed out I was. But I come back up here, and that's what I needed. I needed to come back. It was time to come back home. You know what I mean? So
yep, yep.
I started
Time
working at the probation department, the case coordinator,
for,
and that's always been my end goal in life. Since I got clean, I wanted to be a probation officer for Pike County, for the town that I run a havoc on. You know what I mean? Made my own alleys, stole people's stuff, and you know what I mean. I want to give back to the people that I took from. So,
same, same. Like I feel that. Like I can say, um, everything that you just said. I feel that right in my depths of my soul. I feel like.
So that mindset and seeking amendments, you joining the march this year, is that kind of what motivated it?
Oh,
yeah, I've always been, shy and never talked to anybody. I've always wanted to do things in life, like, join the march. And that Muddy Princess that I went to, I've always wanted to do that, but I never did because I was always too shy. And it
Yeah.
seems like 2025 what has been my year. I paid for my own trip to Florida. I bought my own plane ticket. I bought, tickets to NFL football games, and um, it's just something that I did. And it's just crazy. I forgot what I was talking about. I started to tear up there, so I had to.
aww. But this is what it's all about. Like we were just talking about
Yeah.
you joining the march and you
Oh
coming back home, and this is exactly what you needed.
yeah. I mean, I like
Um,
to act crazy. I like to, like at work, I like to have my headphones in, going around singing and doing crazy things. So I think the March United joining it is really what, has helped me, and I think that'll help me come out of my shell a little bit.
well, I'm a talker and I'm a people person, and I love to laugh. So, welcome. This is what you get to put up with, and
It's going to be fun.
it will be. And
It has helped make me more social. Like when
Yeah.
it comes to new people, I'm very shy, and unless I know you, I won't talk to you. But it has brought me out of my shell. My wife's like, "You are hosting with me." You know what I mean?
You are hosting
you
this.
do not have a choice. No, it's not really like that. But like, hey, I need your help. Can you be my backup? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But yeah,
And I've used it for the same reasons. Like part of my motivation to still do it is, I can't make a difference in my hometown, but I can make a living amends by doing it here.
Yeah.
That's good.
They always say you can only keep what you have by giving it away. You know what I mean?
Yep, that's very, very true. So, what keeps you sober today when life gets heavy?
Remembering where I was at.
That rear view is always good to look at
Someplace,
when you need it.
yeah, someplace I don't ever want to go back.
Me neither. I can't never say never because, like, we never know, right?
Exactly. At
But
this
I can,
moment, right now, at this moment, I have
yeah,
no intentions
none.
of getting high, getting drunk, going back. Now, I can't tell you what's going to happen later.
Yeah,
I ain't
same.
there yet, but right now, I like to live in the moment, because if
Yeah.
I go up here, then I forget what's going on back here, and then I just screw everything up for up there.
Yeah. And it can easily be done, but as long as you stay motivated and you work on you and become a problem solver, I can't push that in people's
Yeah,
head enough. Every problem has a solution. Your solution does not have to be go out and get high. There's
Yeah.
other solutions to your problems. If I could give anybody any advice right now, it would be become a problem solver.
Yep.
I thought you were going to say become a problem.
Don't become a problem. Become a problem solver. don't listen to that one. Not that one. What would you go back and tell the version of you who wanted to die now? What would you go back and tell that version of you?
I don't know, because honestly, people always say that they wish they could go back and do this and do that. I don't want to go back and change anything because that's what made me who I am today. And um, I'm strong because of what had happened. I mean, if I go back and tell myself, you know, do this, do that, or this, then I won't be who I am today.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, same. I wouldn't
I,
want to change anything.
yeah, I'd rather just stay the way it is. What happened back then is nothing that I can fix now. You know what I mean? It's over with. It's done. It's in the past. God's the judge. God want to take care of it. So I can just keep moving forward.
Yeah. And that's all you can do. That is
Yeah.
all you can do. Danita said, "That's my friend. I love you, Stacie."
Even though she
And
caught me with a tattoo.
yeah. And then Kayla said, "I'm super proud of you, Stacie. You're amazing." Heather said, "We love you, Stacie." And then there was a really long one. Right here it is from Karen. So she said, "I was her supervisor, and I will say this: she worked hard. She taught me a lot about recovery, as I knew nothing about working in a treatment facility. We had a great times and consider Stacie family, even though she does like Michigan. My family loves Stacie."
Yep, she's awesome. She was my supervisor when I went back down there to work. We was a great team. I mean,
Yeah.
nobody got nothing past us. 11:30 at night, we're down there swooping in at the Sober Living House. And they just look at us like, yeah, we got our eye on you.
Yeah.
So did you work nights down there at Focus?
um, I worked all the time. I mean, I started out like days. And then, I mean, I would fill in for people like house martyrs if they wasn't there. Then I worked third shift. And then I was the house supervisor down there. I worked all the time then. House martyrs call off. I would work my shift at the court and then on and on and on. I think that kind of affected me, my mental health, because I wasn't able to do it at the time. I ain't gonna say I can't do it because I can do it, but just at that time, I wasn't stable enough for myself to be able to do all that. And then after I backed out of it, in my brain, I'm thinking I failed the client. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're always telling them never give up, always push through, never give up, and I did. And I mean,
Yeah.
well, I'm better now. I'm home where I needed to be. Maybe that's what had to happen to get me to bring my ass home. You know what I mean?
So
And
what's it been like since you got back home? How's life been?
it's great. I mean, I go to work. I get off at 4. I'm home at 4:01, and
Yeah.
and then I start working for Focus down there with the clients and stuff, and just doing individuals with them. And I love meeting with them and doing individuals. It's just old Max Lyles. He taught me. He said when somebody's just going on and on and on, he said just yep,
Yep.
yep,
That's what you got to do too. Yep. Uh-huh.
yep,
Yep.
He told us in a meeting a couple weeks ago. Somebody's going to say, "Oh, you got new shoes?" And he said, then their brain will go from whatever they were talking over here to talking about their new shoes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's awesome. That's, it's always great to sit and talk to people that's, been there, been through addiction, almost died a couple times, or praying for death. I know I've been there. You've been there.
Yeah.
And then seeing us today, man, I look back sometimes. I like, man, like,
Yeah.
was that really me? Like, what?
It is like that though, isn't it?
It is, because you're like, the
Oh
fuck?
God, what the
What was wrong with me? You know what I mean? But that's just the version of yourself at that time. Like, and you had to be that version to become the version that we are today, like you said earlier.
110 pounds, gray as hell, and walking the streets and thinking I was the sexiest thing around.
Look, yeah. I got the crack pack, baby.
Yep. Crazy. You look at those pictures, and I look 30 years older in the pictures than I do now. You know what I mean? Crazy.
Yeah, man. Well, I remember when, I got picked up that last time and I was like, man, am I even going to be able to keep these handcuffs on? Because like I was 60 pounds. Like, and they were like they were putting them I remember Skeens putting them so tight around my wrist. I'm like, do you have to have them that tight? He said, do you see how fucking small you are? And I'm like, okay, touche, good shit. But man, like I was 60 pounds and of nothing. Nothing.
Last time I got arrested by Barker, he put these cuffs on tight as hell, and he's holding the cuffs here, and he's holding my arm. I'm like, bro, I'm 110 pounds. Like, how far do you think I'm gonna get? You know what I mean? Like, you cuff me in front, I'll go willingly.
Oh,
You ain't got the energy to run, so just go ahead
no,
and take.
absolutely not.
You ain't get away.
Oh, Crabtree and Fife was the one that always got me, and they got me drunk one time and taken me to jail. And I said, "Can I use your phone to call my daughter to let her know I went to jail?" And he's like, "Nope." And he's up there texting and driving. I said, "It's against the law to text and drive." He says, "If you don't shut your fucking mouth," he says, "you're going to get another charge." I said, and I just passed out in the back seat and went on. So
They always be threatening too. They tell us where to go, and they, oh man.
yep.
They
They had when they pulled me over, they thought I had a rolling meth lab going on, and because they got a jar out the back and it had duct tape on it. And they called in for reinforcements. I said, "What the fuck you talking about?" I said,
Bring hazmat team.
They bring the kitty litter. Yeah.
I said, "That's just a jar," and they took it down there and put it on display because I had a hot rail bong made out of it or whatever. They never seen nothing like it before. So.
Yeah. Crazy. The things that we used to do, it's crazy.
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 It's a wonder I ain't dead today. I mean, that shit.
Same. And I thank God that you're not, you know what I mean? I thank God that I'm not, but I know I've helped. I would like to think that I've helped some people in my, this time in recovery. And I know that you have, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
what direct message of hope would you give to people today? Like, if it was just with words, what would you say to people?
Don't give up. And keep believing because it'll happen.
Believe in yourself. For
Okay.
sure.
I mean, I got my daughter back. I remember one time I borrowed her car and she told me I had to be back within a couple hours. That wasn't happening. And she kept calling me and cussing me out. And as soon as I pulled in her driveway, she come out that front door, down them steps, and she's the mother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she don't have to worry anymore. My mom don't have to worry anymore. She can go to bed at night and know I'm safe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I've worried my poor mom to death, and it's just, yeah.
I feel that. My mom, she's, God rest her soul, she's not here anymore. She died when I was in active addiction.
Mm-hmm.
And but I know that, I'm that person she could look down on now and be proud of.
Yep.
And I'll continue to use that, daily to continue to grow into the person that I know that she'll be even more proud of, tomorrow. So don't give up hope, guys. If there's anything that this story today, we may not got to completely dig into, your story, but if there's anything that you get from her story, it's like we can all survive if we want to.
Yep.
You drove past, even though that cop was up there and you had that opportunity, something just kept you keep driving. So that way you got pulled over. And realistically, that's what saved your life, even regardless how you
Yeah.
look at it.
I look at it like, because my dad died 6 months later when I was in treatment. And
Yeah.
now I look at it like everything happens for a reason. Because if
Yes.
I would have still been out on the street when my dad died, I would be dead today too.
Yep.
So I look at it that God put me there when He did to prepare me for what was about to happen. So, and I'm grateful.
Place. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And just don't give up hope. You know what I mean? I'm glad you're back home. Even though you live a minute, if you live a minute from your job, then we are definitely neighbors.
Oh yeah, I just live right around the corner from you.
Oh,
Yeah. I just come right across the road and boom.
then we are neighbors.
Yep. He's like,
Damn,
I pass
Stacie.
my house every morning.
Oh, okay. You probably do.
Yep.
Because listen, I can look out my back door and see your job. You know what I mean?
See my car parked out there. I get there early so I can get up front because it's too
Yeah.
close to walk.
Yeah, you got you there.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Read it to her.
Ricky said, Stacie, you're my champion, but Michigan still sucks.
Yep.
People are gonna give you a hard time, Stacie.
They always, on that day of the game, both of my phones were nonstop.
Yeah.
I didn't even, I just turned them off. What the hell? I didn't even.
It's probably what you were like when the Michigan beat Ohio State. Oh man, shoo! But we appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Maybe next time down the road I might be not as nervous, but
You did amazing, and I know that your story is gonna help somebody out there, and it will be available on YouTube and the Pages from Rock Bottom page also. And if you guys haven't seen, we dropped some new merchandise for Pages from Rock Bottom merchandise online. Get you some if you want some.
online.
Echoes of recovery.
Echoes of Recovery is what I named the store. So if anybody wants any, it's on my. I
Yeah, I
think
see
it's
some
on
shirts. I'm gonna have to get some of them.
some skirts.
Shirts, not skirts.
I think
You see me in a skirt. You see me in the pink tutu. No skirts.
you ain't gonna catch me in one either if you can help it. I know Shanna got me in a dress not too long ago, and I'm like, man,
Nope.
oh, that's great. But merch is on there. Stacie, we really, really appreciate you. And maybe you can come back on next time and just, chill with us. We do also have another episode coming on every other Friday.
Raw and real.
Raw and Real Fridays on YouTube. We're doing that too. Maybe you can come on and join us there one day and not be so nervous.
Not be
You
so-
did amazing.
My ears are on fire. Can you see? Are they red?
But you did so good. It's just having a conversation, and
Yeah.
and I know your story, like I said, it's gonna help somebody out there.
If anybody's struggling, reach out.
Reach out. Yeah, we're all here. Me, Stacie, Matt, any of us. Just reach out to us. Let us, let us know that you're struggling, and we'll do our best to try to help you.
We've all had our moments where we felt like there was nothing left in life, and
Yeah.
each one of us, we prayed for death, but now those darkest moments, they are our brightest lights in our story.
Yeah.
And if you don't have anything, you don't have anything to lose by getting help.
Nope. Nothing.
All right. Look what you got to gain afterwards. Look what we got now. You guys.
Yeah.
Two new vehicles. You know what I mean? It's just awesome.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And those come with the blessings of changing your ways in your life, making that healthy decision to want to do right by yourself.
Yep.
Don't give up.
Do my little. I
keep coming back. No matter what. Keep
Right.
coming back. And thank you, Stacie. Stacie, we say Stacie.
Stacie. Thank you, Stacie.
I can't talk right now.
I'll see you guys.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Oh,
Hey, turn it off.
well, maybe it's not meant for you to.
I can't see it.
That's
I think it's this button. Let's see.
All right, guys. No, this Wednesday, we have a guest. We're going to see if we can get
Wes, come back on and try again.
hopefully he doesn't have another medical emergency. We hope that he's doing good. So we'll see you guys Wednesday. And this Friday, don't forget to join us on YouTube for
Wrong breed.
with Jay. This Friday on YouTube
With Jay.
with Jay. With Jay. And don't forget to check out our merch on the page. Bye, guys.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Oh, you better say amen. Why is it not ending?
It's getting cookie.
Yes, I did.